Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Kumaresan. I'm taking care of GFI, Carrier, and Exenda product lines with the Velirs. Uh, Here today, we're going to start talking about GFI Unlimited. This is a bouquet of software licenses, which is specifically designed for SMEs and medium enterprises. Now, what is GFI Unlimited? What is GFI is all about? GFI is a company who develops softwares for small and medium enterprises in the field of security communications. We have individual product lines which taps these market. Today we're going to talk about a, a bucket called GFI Unlimited. Now, today's scenarios like running a businesses can get very expensive. That's what we are going to discuss about. Like always we need to look at threats like WannaCry or any kind of hackings which is happening on the networks. We always needs to be one step ahead of all the hackers, like not to get our systems hacked or safeguarding our systems from hackers. At the same time, we also live in a scenario like our employees, our colleagues bring their own devices. So we need to implement the BOID policy as well. And they can bring in any type of devices. We cannot ask our employees or colleagues to have individual PCs or mobile devices, laptops, or maybe iPads. What may they have on their devices? We have no idea, and possibly we might need to give assistance and compliance with those devices as well. Now, at the same time, do we have any solution which solves these problems both in terms of communication as well as security? Now, fortunately, we have one solution that will solve all the problems, which for your Nikuten communication solutions, and that can help us in streamlining our businesses and keep our network safe. Now, we call that as GFI Unlimited. Hello. Now, when I'm talking about GFI Unlimited, how that is going to work out, it's like powering your business with Netflix kind of a solution, which means today we no longer pay for every individual movies which we watch on a single applications. And just a moment, I think participant, if you could mute all your audios, that would be great. Great, thank you. Now, when I'm talking about Netflix kind of a subscription, which is we are not paying for every movie we watch today. We pay for one subscription, we start watching all the movies. Similarly, GFI Unlimited can give you access to all the software you needed for network security and communications in a one flat price per unit cost, which means you get approximately full library of the business proven applications with full featured solutions, including all the add-ons and the technical support. Now, what is that one subscriptions unlocks the entire catalog of softwares? Uh, this is for both, for new customers or existing customers. They used a single software or they used a multiple software, can take advantage of GFI Unlimited. Now, when I'm talking about taking advantage, it comes in both the levels in terms of optimizing the network and the software, at the same time the cost. And most of the businesses today need one or more solution to run the businesses, like antivirus, email solutions, VoIP solutions, network security, firewall, patch management, email security, a lot of things. And every product has unique expiry dates, which tied up to each and every individual products. So most of the time our IT executives or business owners are tracking those expiry dates and renewing them on time or updating them on time, to keep our businesses safe. We spend a lot of time and money onto it. By using a GFI Unlimited, we can save a lot of money on the software you needed. Now, at the same time, it's going to help us less hassles in dealing with those softwares, and it helps us to focus more on our businesses. Like we can able to most of the time, we spend a lot of hours in trying to find the right solutions, and most of the time we might have two different softwares which possibly don't work with each other. uh, like at the same time we spend a lot of time on each and every individual products with their customer support or the partners. We spend time to understand how to make those product work good for us, where it can able to run in my own business. That's how our our most of the business owners thinks, and spend the most time on it. Now, all these issues can also be reduced with a GFI Unlimited. The solution is very simple. With GFI Unlimited, it's going to simplify your decision making. How? One software, one subscription, one single expiry date for all your solutions. I'm sure you all might be thinking like, what all communication solutions that I'm talking about. I'm just coming to that in a bit later. Now, all the products, what we are talking about, what we are offering in GFA Unlimited can work well together within our own product, environment. It can able to attach with the existing environment as well. It usually fits to any organization needs, because today most of the organizations requires communication, security, VoIP, wireless, computers, maybe operating systems, a lot of things. It fits into everything. And the good part is it's very simplified licensing. One single licensing is you're going to get all the 10 products, which means each a number of units. For example, if you are looking at around 100 users, you're going to get 100 users of each 10 products. And now you can, I mean, some customers feels like, okay, Kumar, you're giving me 10 different products and same licenses. That's wonderful. And how we are going to get the softwares and support to it? GFI offers two-tier support model. GFI itself going to give you unlimited support for all the products. Plus, your existing partners whom you trust, who work with, can able to provide the same softwares and solutions back to you. Now, we say if it's a GFI Unlimited, is like, spend more time on your business instead of spending time in your business. That's how it's going to help us in the long run. Now, just to have a statistics, uh, for the last couple of years, average number of applications used by a user in SMB is around 14 to 15 applications. At the same time, there are 54% of the SMBs are challenged with increasingly tight business budgets. That means they want to have more facilities, they want to have more softwares to take care of their own businesses, but they end up compromising because of the budget issues. And they normally navigate through a lot of complex processes to identify the right technology or the right business or the right vendors to optimize their own network within their own budget. At the same time, since 2009, the rate of IT spending is increased to at least 4 to 5 times. So, having said that, in the other side, uh, there is also an increased vulnerability in over a period, around 178% of increased vulnerability in between 2016 and 2017. And, there is also a compliances that comes in different parts of the world. For example, it may be a GDPR, maybe India itself, they're coming up with similar to GDPR privacy policies maybe in coming years. At the same time, like approximately 59% of businesses lacks visibility or network resources what they use in terms of licensing, hardware, availability on the network, maybe their own inventory needs to be tracked on our own network. The visibility is going less because the more and more applications, new softwares, it comes into our network. Now, doing all these things, there's one more interesting, factors like since 2014, most of the softwares which we buy today, it is not a one-time purchase. It goes into a subscription model. That subscription means every year you have to spend certain amount of money to keep your network or your business safe. When you see the statistics, it increased by that market has grown by around 800% over last 4 years. By keeping in these things in mind, which means, for example, for argument's sake, if I say you have a 10 products and each product costs you 10 rupees, maybe $10, that's going to cost you, $100 over a period of for 1 year. That's going to come every year that a similar amount of money is going to recurring cost. Now, what GFI Unlimited comes and how the products are getting into the, how the pricing is, offered to the end customers. Now, again, don't get into it. You might have a lot of questions. Kumar, you're not even talking about the product, but you're talking about the price. Yes, the price always matters. GFI Unlimited comes with the pricing of just $2 a month per user. On an average, in Indian rupees, it would be coming around 150 rupees per user per month approximately. You have option of taking this into 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months. Just 1, 2, 3 years. Of course, there is a multi-year discounts are applicable on this. You can see the pricing in it. Minimum 10 users, which we need to go, and annual billing is applicable on each product licenses. In case if you have a separate products which comes with the hardware needs to be purchased separately, or you can use our own hardware, because GFI Unlimited is purely subscription-based licensing model. Now, Kumar, okay, everything is fine. How that is going to benefit me? $2, which sounds interesting to me. Yeah, with just a coffee, which I spend in a day. Great. Again, I'm reiterating the word GFI Unlimited. It's a game-changing subscription that proves or gives business owners to access all the softwares they need to power the business in one place in terms of full-featured security and communication solutions. Let's move ahead. What all products that comes into it in terms of security features? In security solutions, we include Carrier Control, which is a unified threat management solution, which is UTM or a firewall, you call it. We have a web monitor for web security and internet monitoring systems. We have event manager that's going to help us in active network monitoring and log data analysis. And we do have GFI LAN guard, which is network security scanning and patch management. And plus it can also do a hardware and software inventory for your network. And we have at last GFI endpoint security, which can help us in access control and portable storage devices for your networks. These are the few products which comes in security bouquet of GFI Unlimited. And talking about communication solutions, we have Carrier Connect. This is email, enterprise class email messaging and collaboration solutions. We'll go to individual products a brief, maybe in a couple of minutes. Now, talking about carrier operator, it is enterprise class, again, VoIP, Vivo IP telephony system, which includes audio and video call, ACDs. We talk about call queue, call groups. The big image of a small business can be visible on carrier operator. We have GFI fax maker, which can be integrated with existing SMTP or a Lotus or Exchange servers, which also can be integrated with Carrier Connect. GFI Mail Essential. This is email security and anti-spam software. Again, it's on-premises solutions. If that's required on a cloud, you can deploy it as well, which is going to complement Career Connect as well as any email servers which you already have, maybe. And GFI Archiver is archiving and productivity management solutions, and the compliance part comes into it. It's not only used for email archiving, it also does a file archiving as well. Again, GFI Archiver can be integrated with any IMAP, POP based SMTP or mail service, which can seamlessly work with other mail service vendors as well as Career Connect. Now, with this 10 different products, most of the time, every small, medium business organizations uses these solutions. Maybe they use it from different vendors, or they may use it from one single vendor. That's up to them. Now, I'm talking about getting into individual products. That's why we call it as GFI unlimited possibilities, which means all the solutions which is required by an SME can be brought into a single house, maybe brought to the end customer to a single subscription. And again, single affordable subscription can be used, deployed on the network. Now, in terms of technicalities deployed, the word unlimited, I'll come to it in the last slides. Right now, I'm talking about 10 different products. To just give more explanation to this 10 different products, I would like to pick up maybe around 5 to 6 products to give an explanation. Now, the first one which I'm talking about is Career Career Control, pardon. I already given you a brief information. Career Control is unified threat management and application. Career Control basically protects your network from viruses, malware, malicious activities, and it is easy to administer in a powerful all-in-one solution. We have Career Control in all the three modes, both in software appliance, where you can use your own hardware and you can deploy the solutions. And you can have the Career Control hardware appliances. You can see that on the right-hand side. That is also possible. And we have in a virtual appliance can be deployed on VMware, Hyper-V, or any virtualization solution which supports active virtualization. Now, Career Control, if I'm talking about a bit more on individual products and features, it is a next generation firewall with packet inspection, deep packet inspection for every packets moves around it. It is a full-fledged router. It is a leading edge IPS. Both IDS and IPS are available here. It is a gateway level antivirus, can help us in malware protection at the gateway level itself. It has an industry leading web content and application filtering, which helps us to categorize certain type of a traffic in your organization. Maybe you may accept, you may not accept, categorize it, and you can define policies and you can restrict it. It's not a matter of restrictions by using Career Control. It's just a matter of privilege where we can give a specific traffic to specific end user at a possible speed at the best possible way. Now, on the additional features like you have bandwidth management, QoS functionalities based on specific ports, content, or traffic or IP addresses. It comes with VPN. VPN means, again, I could talk about all the three. It can support site-to-site VPN, site-to-mobile VPN, as well as site-to individual PC. Now, when talking about VPN, Carrier supports both industry standard IPsec VPN as well as it has its own Carrier VPN, which will be easy for us to deploy if I have a Carrier product at both the ends. Or if the customer has some other UTMs, in that situation we can use IPsec VPN to deploy the VPN link between Kerio as well as with other UTM providers. We discussed about the flexible deployment, which can be deployed in both virtualized environment or in a hardware mode environment. And the good part is it is a centralized management. We can manage it centrally by connecting all the Kerio Connect appliances. I mean, either it's not a hardware or a software or appliance, can be connected to a Kerio cloud. From there, you can manage each and every individual boxes. In some scenarios, if you want to replicate a similar kind of a rules on your all the branch offices, that is also possible by using Kerio Cloud, where we can able to group the URL policies, IP addresses, groups in a Kerio, my Kerio, which is Kerio Cloud, that automatically pops up into the same organizations deployed on n number of devices. And then it has a lot of other features as well. Again, Kerio, if you talk about GFI Unlimited, Kerio Control is a part of it as a software appliance or software license. If you require Kerio owned hardwares, that also can be purchased separately. Right now, what you see here is the smaller one is NG100, which is there on the top left side, which can support up to 50 to 70 active users. And the right hand side on the top, you have NG300. It can support up to 100 users, active devices. And NG500, it can have support up to 300 to 500 active users. Let's have some option about some screenshots. This is how Kerio Control dashboard is going to look like. For example, you can connect, have multiple LAN interfaces, multiple WAN interfaces. You can see active charting available for your individual interfaces, or even if you want to generate a charting and all, you can do it for any traffic rule or any content rule or any bandwidth policies which you can monitor. It is a web-based interface, can be accessed through any modern browsers. In the left-hand side, you can see it has IDS and IPS, bandwidth management, content filtering. You have a very powerful proxy server, both the reverse forwarding, reverse proxy as well as forward proxy are available. It has a DHCP server. It supports IPv4 and v6. It has a DNS forwarder, which can forward a specific domain queries to your existing DNS servers or a specific DNS servers. And it has a routing table which acts as a router where you can define your static routes or dynamic routes. It can do accounting and monitoring. Accounting and monitoring means like if any user is accessing any data, that our data can be monitored, recorded, and you can have a small analysis on this, like how much data this one gentleman used, or how many uh, uh, what is the visibility of the user. Like for example, the pattern of usage of internet or type of applications used over a period. Career control has a statistical, it can keep a statistics data for approximately 3 to 5 years. Or in the other words, depends on the storage that you deploy it on the hardware. And it can able to give you a alert even for a small, a minor a device, or maybe visibility of a one single MAC address on your network. It can able to generate a alert. The alert can be sent it over email. Pardon. And we can also have the remote services which will connect to the my Kerio centralized console. And the good part is Kerio control comes with high availability. Yes, it's on the both active passive mode. You can deploy to a similar Kerio control hardware, software, or virtual appliances. It can be on a hot standby, which is a good feature. Now, when talking about the next thing, you can see the multiple LAN interfaces which comes on Kerio control. Now we have you can have multiple internet or multiple trusted local DMZ zones. As I discussed before, have a IP6, IPsec VPN as well as carrier VPN interfaces. What you see is a live one, which I took a screenshot today morning, which we can connect with the different appliances through VPN. We have a guest interfaces and other interfaces, which you can use it for DMZs. This is how the traffic policy basically looks like. It's very user friendly for end customer to manage. Uh, let's move on the bandwidth management. Bandwidth management is also, it's very easy, where we can talk about giving a specific type of content and requesting a firewall to limit certain bandwidth to that particular content, or to give a guaranteed bandwidth to specific content. Now, how we classify is, we classify it by using the different methods, what you see in the below, based on the applications or a web category or content, or it can be on type of traffic, maybe like email, it can be a VoIP or large downloads, or in the case of like users or a groups, you can specify individual users. You can specify a bandwidth, and you can also set a different host. For example, a group of IP addresses or a single IP addresses, we can set a bandwidth management. You can set a specific quota to individual users, and on exceeding those quotas, again you can set a bandwidth restrictions for the users. And the good part is, any the traffic rules whatever you created, every traffic rules specifically depends on the source, destination, or protocol. You can have the bandwidth management set up on it, based on the traffic rule, content rule. At the same time, you can also specify a specific protocol or a port to specify bandwidths. For example, when end user is using internet, when he accesses email, he will get a 10 Mbps. But when he browses the internet, again he will get a 50 Mbps. But when he or she watches YouTube video should not have much bandwidth, so that can reduce to uh, maybe 128 kbps. So that's how, for even a single user, I can able to manage the bandwidth. This is the content filtering screenshot, where we can able to categorize a type of content, or by applications what we talk about. For example, if I want to identify a content as if like uh, Skype or a WhatsApp, that I can able to recognize in content filter, and plus based on that particular content, I can allow or deny to a specific user, or I can even give a specific bandwidth to the users. Now these are the different types of content which we can track on. Uh, Let me show some categories. These are the categories of the websites. Maybe it can be a website or it can be application. And as I told you before, KO supports both IPv4 and v6. And this is a screenshot of IPv4 routing table and IPv6, and the below you can see static routes. And again, carrier control can be integrated with your existing authentication environment, like Active Directory or Linux spam. It supports the proxy authentications, or maybe a terminal services authentication. For most of the organization today uses uh, terminal services desktops like vCloud or End Computing or some other product lines. Sorry. And we can able to integrate it, and we can authenticate every individual users. It supports again a radius server, which is for Wi-Fi possible. And this is the traffic charts, and over a period of 2 hours to 30 days, we can see the historical data usage or a type of data usage on in that individual product, individual user, or maybe an individual interface, or maybe individual traffic rule. This is how it's going to display the traffic connections coming from the network, or if it connections comes, how many number of connections generated, and which protocol they uses, what is the source IP. If it is available on the platform, it's going to show me the traffic rules, names through which that particular connections are being made. And for the sake, still we can able to identify from which country to which country the traffic is moving. That is also possible in the active connections. This is a statistical kind of a report which is available for every individual users. Again, we remember I talked about historical information about the usage of historical data. Here is what that we can see. It's a printable report we can generate on Carrier Control. Now let's move on to the next product, Carrier Connect. Carrier Connect is a mail server. It's enterprise class messaging and collaboration solutions. It secures your communications anytime, anywhere, on any devices. It supports your Microsoft Outlook, or it supports webmail. You can deploy it on all the three platforms: Windows, Linux, as well as Mac OS. So that depends on how the end customer is comfortable with. But in the front end, all the user interface or user experience are similar. So Career Connect can make emails, calendar, contact, task management very, very easily and affordable. Now, you can connect and manage Career Connect by using both Apple and Android devices, as well as the regular protocols are available, like POP IMAP is available. But the technologically advanced synchronizations like Exchange Active Sync or Exchange Web Access, it's by defaultly inbuilt into it. Now, these are the add-ons which comes with Career Connect. But if you are going ahead with the GFI Unlimited, all the add-ons comes along with that. So you don't have to pay anything additional to your subscription. That's why we call it as a GFI Unlimited, which means everything which we offer, which comes into a single package. Now, Career Connect again is going to give you a secure and protected email. It has a instant messaging. It has a calendaring. We also say it's a BYOD made easy, which is bring your own device. If your employees or business partners can carry their own devices, you can still manage them very nicely, which means the mails can access from one location, what kind of protocols they can able to use it, what type of data they can use it. Like for example, if the employee bringing in their own devices can have access to only webmail, they cannot download any mail on their laptops. Like that, there are a lot of other features. It comes with unparalleled simplicity. As I discussed, it's a cross-platform client support, both in the back end as well as in the front end. Flexible deployment. I just want to say, Career Connect can be installed in less than 5 minutes. A full-fledged mail server can be installed in less than 5 minutes. And again, this is centrally managed. We talked about Career Cloud, which is my Career. Career Connect can also be connected to a centrally managed console. And we have a lot of much more features on it. With a limited time, I'll just go through a small screenshot. This is the webmail interface. I think this is the chat interface, which you can see it on the right hand side. It's by default is going to show you all the end users available right now. The green dot shows they are live, available right now for discussion. And this is the backend of the mail server's dashboard, where it installed, whose license it is, what is the resource usage is happening, uh, those things that you can see. Career Connect comes with a good spam and anti-spam features. Yes, by default, please going to check all the blacklist, spam rating, caller ID, SPF, gray listing, spam assassin, all these features, and then the mail is going to drop into your junk or inbox. And this is how the webmail is going to look like. This is a complete webmail. Nowadays what happens is most of my customers they prefer to use webmail rather using it an application, because one is it's very light, can be accessible anywhere, all the data stored on the server, all the data is very much searchable and quick. And this is the calendaring facility which you see it on the right hand side. Again, the calendars or a folders or a webmail or maybe a mail folders can be shared among the end users. Kirio Connect comes with archival and backup also. Every mail which you receive it on your mail server can be archived and can be backed up. And it has a multiple domains. Like for example, one mail server can have multiple domains, abc.com, xyz.com, and every domain can have a multiple users also. Nowadays, every businesses use different brand names, or maybe they have multiple businesses, can consolidate all the emails solutions to one single server. But the authentication mechanism for every domain can vary, can be different. So Kerberos or Windows NT domain authentication can be set specifically for individual domain names, as well as user authentication or user import can happen individually for every individual domain names. Now, okay, now let's move on to Carrier Operator. This is a IP telephony software which comes with GFI Unlimited. It's a VoIP IPPBX, which can be connected with existing telephony technologies on your own network. It can be both PSTN, mobile, or digital lines like PRI, BRI, or in India, we have a SIP trunk, which can also be integrated with Carrier Operator. This is a powerful solution, and yet it is a affordable enterprise class voice and video communication platform. It has all the business capabilities which people love today. Business features like IVR, call recording, call handling solutions. Again, it comes with a flexible deployment. You can deploy it on any virtualization platform, even if the uh, virtualization supports virtual IO, that there also you can deploy it, which means it is 100% cloud enabled. Easy to administer. It comes with uncompromised security features by blocking IP addresses of unauthenticated or users, and it can also be centrally managed by using MyCario. Again, Cario Operator comes with a hardware. It can be purchased separately. You can see a screenshot how the video call is going to work. It's a purely web interface. You don't require any specific applications to use a Cario Operator. And in case if required, you can use any open standard SIP applications to connect voice and video calls. This is the dashboard. It shows like active calls. You can see the number of calls came, call histories, call recording. The left hand side, you can see the features like users, extensions. Users, again, Carrier Operator also can be integrated with your Active Directory. You can bring in all the users here, and you can assign individual extensions or multiple extensions to individual users. We have a call conference, call queue, auto attending, ringing groups, voicemail, and it can also integrate seamlessly with salesforce.com. And if you have any CRM, you can integrate with AMI APIs. Let me go through you to a different screenshots as I'm running out of time. This is the advanced features where I'm talking about the security part, where you can able to specify if the number of calls can go into a specific number of hours, so that we can plan it. If required, we can increase it. And Cario Operator comes with selectable call concurrency. For example, you can set your own concurrent number of calls required for your businesses. You don't require other. Maybe in other words, if I say, most of the IPPBX available in the market today comes with the limitations of number of concurrent calls. In Carrier Operator, we don't have. You set your own you set your own concurrent calls. This is a screenshot of auto attendant script. Most of the time, like in a big image, we can say like when someone calls into organizations, We talk about, welcome to ABC company. Press one for sales, press two for support, something like that. We can able to give a call structures, and we have a call queue. How to handle those calls if it comes into a queue. If you get more than one calls, you can able to put one call on hold. You can attend the one call, and once you get free after 30 seconds or 45 seconds, you can take up the other call and continue with the call. That's called queuing facilities available. And we have more features, like you have a call recording, you have a music on hold, call pickup rooms, call parking rooms, we have conferences. There are a lot of features. Maybe if you required individual attention to individual product demos, I request you to contact your own account managers. They can help you out with that. Let me quickly go to the other three products. One is LandGuard. LandGuard is worldwide used for scanning networks for our vulnerability and automated patching of the applications to achieve compliances. It can act as a virtual security consultant for your network. It can do a network and hardware and software auditing for your existing network. It can do a vulnerability scanning for individual computers and mobile devices. It can even tell you like how many ports are open in your PCs. It can tell you what kind of applications are running, what patch level it is running. Patching can be done with both Windows, Mac, and Linux. In a small words, I can say it's a compliance product. It can able to help you in change management. It can able to give you a inventory of assessment of your both hardware and software, even applications installed on that application. It can help you into reduction of your total cost of ownership of a network. A lot of other features. Let me go through a screenshot quickly. This is a dashboard of GFI LandGuard, which shows your vulnerability level of your network. It can show your PCs on the left hand side, and each PC shows in red, which has some issues which can be rectified quickly. It can able to send you alert messages to the administrator as and then when it found something. This is again a web interface about the number of computers. There's a reports. We talk about different types of reports. You remember we talked about compliance reports. LandGuard can able to give you so many compliance reports based on PCI DSS, HIPAA. You can see the right hand side. You can just click on it. It generates a report for your existing network. This applications displays the I mean, LandGuard can be accessed in both application mode as well as in the web mode. In both the places, you can generate these reports. Uh, let's go on to the next one, GFI Archiver. I've discussed this in our previous slides. GFI Archiver is basically going to archive email as well as file of your network. Remember, in India, most of the cases we used Outlook. We accumulated a lot of mails and PSTs. Uh, and every time when something crashes, we take a backup of these PSTs. And at one point of time, you want to search a certain specific mail on any one of the PSTs for your 100 users. It's not a easy task. But GFI Archiver can able to help you out even to address those issues by importing all the PSTs for individual users in a one single location. It can not just archive only the emails. It can also archive individual files, attachments, calendar entries, or folders within your email server. It obviously it supports IMAP based email server, and it's a very secure and tamper-proof archiving is possible. When it's archiving for emails and files, it can limit your legal risk to achieve your compliances, and it can give you a mail insight report for email or content related issues in your organization. Again, let me share you some screenshots. This is how the archiving screenshot works. It's purely web enabled. You can choose the archiving methods. It can also connect with your legacy email solutions like Microsoft Exchange or even with Career Connect. This is how the client access can be enabled. It has archive assistance, can be deployed on individual PCs for file archiver. You have Outlook connector. If you're POP-based mail server, if you use, that also can be archived. If it's IMAP, you can specify the credentials at your user account. That also can be archived directly. This is the kind of client access details of send an email received uh, within your organization, in terms of size of mail or in terms of type of content which you communicated through mails. This is the rate of mails, rate at which the mails are sent and received from different servers or different solutions that you can able to see it over here. Let's move on to the next solution, which is GFI Mail Essential. Again, GFI Mail Essential is going to add one more layer to your email servers. It can block spams or viruses spreading through emails. It's very comprehensive, configurable, multi-layered protections against all email threats. When I'm talking about email threats, it has anti-spam, email security platforms. Let me move on showing with the screenshot. You can see Email Essential comes with 5 different antiviruses. So every email can be scanned with individual antiviruses, which you can see it. Uh, it has anti-spam filters, whitelisting. If you see about news senders, or if you want to whitelist any specific email addresses or domain names or IP addresses, that we can do it over here. And we do have the granular level of policies for individual users in terms of specifying credit card numbers are being communicated through mails, or giving a specific attachment types are being sent on the emails. Those data can be tracked, and you can able to give a policy. You can set a policy whether to allow them or redirect them or block them over here by using Mail Essentials. Once again, I basically given an overview about the 6 product lines. In GFI Unlimited comes with 10 different products. In security, I have Career Control, Web Monitor, and GFI Event Manager, LAN Guard, and Endpoint Security. In communication solutions, I have Career Connect, Career Operator, GFI Fax Maker, and GFI Mail Essentials, and GFI Archiver. Now, all the 10 products, you're going to get it at the cost of $2 per user per month. I'm just concluding, with this particular presentations about GFI Unlimited. I request, if you have any questions, you can put it on the Q&A sessions. That would be great so that I can able to answer it. And thank you so much for attending this event. Thank you.